Hey guys, it's Alchemist, but some of you guys might know me better as Sohyun because that's the name that I race with. It's all my race characters. I'm going to be showing you guys a 90-minute party race on Garena with my friends Gucci and Wow Such Doge. We have a fourth member, Lars, but he ends up disconnecting. I'll show you later on. But a little introduction to me if you don't know who I am specifically, because I'm kind of a no-name. I was top 100 last season for racing. I played mostly Templar and Descent Champions to get a lot of my points, where I was consistently top 10, top 5 for class, I guess. Got my first demigod there. Mostly played to be able to get the Alpha Tower reward, and then that's really it. It's the first season where I really, I guess, like went hard, as some people say, and I ended up getting my Alpha Tower. So some of you guys might know me because of my name, but not surprised if you don't. Like I said before, I'm going to be racing with Gucci and Wow Such Doge. I'm going to be playing Templar. It's the class I feel most comfortable with. Gucci is going to be playing Shadow. Doge is going to be playing Witch, and Lars is going to be playing Duelist. The reason why I'm starting out Templar here is because we have a Duelist who's going to be able to give me Fire Trap, so I don't actually have to mule it over from his Shadow. Um, but we're going to be doing this race together on Garena, which is kind of important because a lot of us are playing with 200 plus ping besides Gucci, who I think lives in the area, so his ping's kind of low. Um, but it's going to affect gameplay because we're going to have different people run certain parts of the game, which I'll explain to when we get to them. I haven't really done this video commentating or race commentary before, but I'm going to hope to give you guys some information right before the new season starts so you guys can, I guess, learn to play and get some of the cool rewards, like Binos and Maligaros and stuff. So, I'm going to try to explain what's going on in each part because party races can be a little bit confusing. This was like my first real party race with like a group, but I'm going to kind of walk you guys through it. I'm going to speed up some of the less boring part or the more boring parts too, so you guys don't have to watch a 90-minute video. I walk into line size watch here, rush to hillock. Going to check Tarkley for movement speed boots here. Don't get any, kind of sucks, but you don't expect it. I'm going to have to buy a portal scroll from Nessa because I was voted to run Tidal Island, which I'll explain in a little bit. But I have to buy a portal scroll from her. The lag kind of like gets to me, so I end up getting to coast a little bit late. But we're just going to run through coast to mudflats, and I'll explain a little bit more when we get to the mudflats about what running means and what my responsibilities were and why I had to buy this portal scroll.
Late nights, New York, trouble on my mind. Cross town to the west end, I'm wasting my time. Down south, back roads, dust clouds the air. Chevrolet in the backseat, but it wasn't there. Missed the flight at a Heathrow, got stuck up in a one-room flat. Cause she's so fit, trying to hold me down while I was just trying to get back.
So we get here to the wall where you put in the runes, and if you might have noticed through that run through the coast and mudflats is that I actually forgot to pick up lightning tendrils from my hillock reward, so I'm going to do that. Obviously pro plays here, but basically what happens is I log out and I accidentally go into coast there, but I log out to go back to Lion's Eyes Watch without having to use a portal scroll. I'm going to go to the mudflats and back into the coast and run to Tidal Island to get ourselves the extra gems and the swiftness flasks. So you saw him just invite me back into the group there. I'm going to go and do this by myself, I guess. The reason I need the portal scroll is because when I get to Hailrake, I'm going to tag him, which means I'm going to hit him, so that his like health is kind of set. And so I'm going to drop the portal scroll. I'm going to tell them, hey guys, like Hailrake's up. They'll pour it back out, come through my portal, help me kill Hailrake, who now only has the health of a Hailrake that only has to fight one person. So they basically see me as a party of one, and so Hailrake's health is actually really low relative to the 4 people fighting him. So as soon as you put the portal up there, you'll see everyone start to funnel in, and we're going to kill Hailrake together. This is kind of important because it allows the rest of the group to progress to Ledge, which is a really important farming spot. And once we're done here, we'll be able to have the swiftness flasks, which means that we'll be able to, run through some of the areas that we don't want to stay in as much. Here we're going to pick them up. I already fix my mistake of not getting lightning tendrils. But that's basically the only point of us running Tidal Island. I get a gem that doesn't do anything really. I'm going to use it probably for a resist ring later on. But they get gems that matter, like lightning tendrils and fire trap.
Malibu, bleach blonde, crashing on these shores. Had a smile shining like gold, but that smile was everybody needs somebody.
Now we get to Ledge, and Ledge is one of the best zones for us to farm as a group because the monsters are really easy to kill, except for the gulls who spray corpses at you. But skeletons are really easy to kill, the bandits are pretty easy to kill. They fall to AoE really quickly, which is awesome. And so we're going to stay here and farm while Gucci goes to Brutus by himself because he has the least amount of ping and he'll get through prison the fastest. And so what's going to happen is coming up here, you're going to see the duelist Lars leave the party, and he is going to disconnect permanently right about here. And we're not going to be able to get him back because if you fall behind in a party race, you're basically done for because of how precise the experience is and stuff like that. But he already gave me the fire trap gem and upward submerge passage, so while I was running Tidal Island, he got his fire trap reward and gave it to me, which is awesome because now I have basically all my gems. But we're just going to farm Ledge for a little bit longer, and I'll see you guys back when we're done. It should be about 5 minutes.
Everybody needs somebody to love, and I choose you, and I choose you. Everybody needs somebody to love, everybody needs somebody to love, and I choose you, and I choose you.
Baby, don't be scared. On, 'cause I know what you like, and you're looking just like a tired. Let's go.
Right about here, Gucci's going to give us the call, and he says, "Hey guys, like, I'm at upper prison already. Be ready to pour it out." We pour it out. We go in. He tags Brutus for us already, so Brutus is at the health of one person party Brutus. We kill him. He's pretty easy to kill. Make sure that you don't get hit by smashes though, because you only have small flasks and you don't have good gear, and you're pretty low levels, so it's really easy to die. Just be careful.
Just for the night. Come on, come on, come on. Now don't.
In Doge, you're going to be farming Prisoner's Gate and full clearing it while Gucci runs ahead to Coves. Basically, we decided that we are going to full clear this for experience while he runs ahead, and then he'll port us in right before Coves, and we're going to have split instances.
Try to deny. We're both going home satisfied. Let's go for it just for the night. Come on, come on, come on.
We get to the ship graveyard entrance, and Gucci tells us that he's already ahead of us, that he's already at Coves, which is awesome. We want to skip ship graveyard because the zone really sucks. It's only rows and ghosts, and we don't really care about those because they're really hard to kill, and they're actually dangerous to us because they can leap to us and kill us, or charge at us and kill us. So we get to Coves. Me and Doge are going to make a different instance behind Gucci while he runs to Mervale. The things that we're looking out for right now are flasks, because you're always looking for flasks, especially when there's a boss fight coming up and there's the potential of you dying. And we're also looking for resist rings, because cold resist rings would be awesome against Mervale, and then the topaz rings and ruby rings would be really good to make +1 scepters. The recipe for that is basically an orb of alteration, a resist ring of whatever element that you're trying to get +1 for, and a magic scepter, and that'll give you, when you sell to a vendor, it'll give you a scepter with +1 gems to the respective resistances level, which is really awesome because since spells scale with level, it'll be really good for lightning tendrils and fire trap to keep our damage scaling well into the late game, even though we're kind of down on gear. right about now, Gucci tells us that he's killed Phase 1 of Mervale, and that he needs our help to kill Phase 2. So we start running to Cavern of Wrath, me and Doge, and we're going to Cavern of Wrath so that we could conserve a portal scroll, which is important in Act 2 when you have to do the portal dance, as I'll show you after this fight, and in Act 3 when you need the portal scrolls to teleport out of docks to reset the instance while you're farming. So we go back and we go through his portal. He already did Phase 1 for us, which is great, but the issue is that Mervale still hurts. We don't have a lot of cold resistance, and it's a boss fight, so you still have to be careful. If you already have Phase 1 down, you should be fine though, because the thing that hurts the most in the Mervale fight is in Phase 1 when she does the Ice Spear Barrage, but as long as you play safe, run around, don't stand still, and make sure that in the geysers you don't get like caught in the geysers because they can slow and like freeze lock you and stuff, you should be okay. So stay safe and you're on your way to Act 2. So I'm going to explain the portal situation that's going to happen before we actually get to it using these poorly drawn diagrams that I made out of the Act 2 map. So the green line is going to be Gucci. He's going to be running to Crossroads, grabbing the Crossroads waypoint, and then going through Chamber of Sins. This is important because we have to go through Chamber of Sins to get the Baleful Gem from Fidelitas at the end, so he's going to be doing that. The blue line is going to be what Doge is doing. Doge is going to be running to the Weaver and giving us the waypoint to kill the Weaver and get the spike so that we can open the tree opening thing in the riverways. I'm going to be going to the Western Forest, but I'm going to put my portal down at the riverways entrance, and I'm going to be running to basically Alira. The reason I can put my portal at the riverways, the entrance to the Vol Temple, is that when I use the waypoint to go back, as long as someone keeps refreshing my portal, it'll stay up there forever because I don't actually go back through it. So it leaves us at like a little like ghetto waypoint that we can use to get to the riverways entrance faster, so we don't have to go searching for it again. But my job is to go run to Western Forest. Then what's going to happen is we're going to have the bandits getting killed, because that's also important. So after everyone gets the riverways tree opening for using the gem and the spike, we're gonna have Gucci run through Vol Temple. He's gonna have to give us the ball waypoint where you kind of like topple over that gigantic ball and the darkness flies out. Like everyone has to hit that before you progress onto the wetlands where Oak is. Then I'm going to go back through the waypoint to the Western Forest and get Alira, and Doge is going to run to Creighton, and we're going to kill Creighton together. We're going to help Oak in the wetlands because it gives us the life and it's really quick. Oak is usually one of the longest people to kill, but that's basically what's going to happen, and I'm going to run through that until we get to the bandits.
Come down. They will try with all their might. They can't buy what we have tonight. Fall in love. We will never ever come down, come down, come down. Come give me some of that yum like a lollipop. Let me touch you. Cause I know what a lie is. You're looking just like the tide. Let's go for it just for tonight. Come on, come on, come on. Now don't even try to deny it. We're both going home satisfied. Let's go for it just for tonight. Come on, come on, come on. Choose
So over here we're coming up onto the Weaver fight. It's basically the same thing as all the other fights. I poured out so that Doge can tag it, and so that it only has the health of, you know, a one-person party Weaver. But we all come in together and we kill it when the second phase happens, when it comes down. Flame Blast makes it really easy. We just wait for her to land and she dies. Really easy fight, but everyone has to do it. That's kind of like the entire theme of Act 2, is that, hey, there's a lot of really easy stuff, but everyone kind of has to be around to do it, so organizing that is really hard, and hopefully this will help you guys out a little bit.
We're 1,000 miles from comfort. We have traveled land and sea. But as long as you are with me, there's no place I'd rather be. I would wait forever, exalted in the sea. As long as I am with you, my heart continues to beat. With every step we take, Kyoto to the bay, strolling so casually. We're different and the same. Yeah, you and I remain. Switch up the batteries. We set out on a mission to find our inner peace, make it everlasting, so nothing's incomplete. It's easy being with you, sacred simplicity. As long as we're together, there's no place I'd rather be. With every step we take, Kyoto to the bay, strolling so casually. We're different and the same. Yeah, you and I remain. Switch up the batteries.
So right about here, you may be wondering why we're in the crossroads. Me and Doge actually go to the crossroads and start making our way to Chamber of Sins 1, because while we're farming this, we realized that we're really kind of low on XP, and so grouping together and going to wetlands together isn't really the best idea for us. We end up not making another crossroads, like a new instance, which was kind of a mistake. But we're going to go to Chamber of Sins 1 and farm for a little bit more until we can reunite with Gucci, grab the Apex from Oak, and make our way up to Vol Oversoul. Basically, it's going to be the same thing as before. Gucci's going to have to run to Vol Oversoul because of his ping, and me and Doge are going to be farming the wetlands together, basically making circles around Oak, but I'll show you that when it comes up. See you guys soon.
I need your love, I need your time. When everything's wrong, you make it right. I feel so high, I come alive. I need to be free with you tonight. I need your love.
I wanna be the one you call every day and night. Are you gonna be the one who's always gonna treat me
I
right?
need your love.
And when we get together, turning down the lights. Need you 100, need you 100%. Go.
So after some farming and catching up in Chamber of Sins 1, we end up meeting up with Gucci, who gives us the portal to Oak. Now what's going to happen is we're going to help Oak. It's going to be awesome. We're going to grab the Apex and 40 life, which is nice because, you know, extra survivability never hurts. And now we're going to basically make circles around Oak until Gucci tells us that it's good to go to Vol Oversoul. We're looking to get to about level 21 before we move to City of Sarn. So we're just going to keep making circles around him and resetting at the waypoint. Nothing really interesting happens here. The mobs are kind of spaced out. It's not a great place to farm, but the monster level is what's important here. and the general ease of killing things. We kind of handled the rows now, and the rest of the bandits aren't really that hard. The Chaos Snakes can do some spike damage if you get like extra projectile ones, but that's really it. We're just going to keep going around in circles, fire trapping and lightning tendrils and stuff until Gucci tells us it's good. So I'll see you back when it's time to kill the Oversoul.
I'll run away with you for the things. I'll build a city that dreams for two. And if you lose yourself, I will find you. You make me go. Need you 100. I need your love. Need you 100. I will find you. Need you 100%.
Now it's time for us to do one of the most dangerous parts of the game, in my opinion, which is go and kill the Oversoul. Similar tactic as before, gotta make sure one person tags it so that the health is really low. Um, Other than that, normal Vol stuff, don't get hit by the smash. It was actually kind of difficult here because our pings were so high. I was like constantly like OOS macroing and checking to make sure that I wasn't gonna get hit by it. I was super worried all the time. Whenever I saw him like switch his hands, I was getting like super nervous. Um, it's really easy to get hit by a couple of the beams in a row, so just make sure you don't do that. It's like a really easy way to die, and it's just not worth it. If you got this far, I don't want to die, especially we were in first by like a pretty big margin. I'm pretty sure Gucci has a slash ladder macro and was updating us. This wasn't like super quick. I think this was like a 48-minute vol kill, but I was kind of new to the bandits. You saw me fuck up a Lyra, so this was actually pretty fast. Now we're gonna go on to City of Sarn. It's gonna be our farming spot for a little bit. Really awesome zone. It's kind of like Act 3 ledge until we get ready to move to docks, and then I will come back and meet you guys again. But for now, we're just going to be running back and forth, killing these like carrion swarmers and the little guys that like whirling blades at you and stuff. The thing to consider for this zone is just to make sure that you don't run into Perpetus or whatever the unique monster is, because he bear traps you and then ethereal knives you and then you're dead. So don't run into him either. Easy stun locks, but if your group wants to do it and you go in together, you guys should be okay. Just make sure you stay together as a party so that you all get experience and you don't die to stupid things like rare monsters and stuff. See you guys soon.
Need you 100%.
Am I wrong? Thinking out the box from where I stay. Am I wrong? Saying that I choose another way. But that's just how I feel.
I need your love.
That's just how I feel.
Need you 100%.
If one thing I know, I fall but I grow. I'm walking down this road of mine, this road that I'll go home. So am I wrong? Thinking that we can be something for real.
I need your love.
No, am I wrong? For trying to reach the things that I can't see.
Need you
That's
100%.
just how I feel. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Trying to reach the things that I can't see.
I need your love.
Now we're going to be moving to docks. It's up to you when you want to move to docks. Some people like to move around like 26, 27, 28 when the experience in City of Zarn starts getting kind of bad relative to your level. But it's mostly up to you. The quicker you get to docks, the better usually, as long as you're in a range of levels where you're getting, relatively good experience from level 32 monsters. Don't go too early, even if you can kill the things, because the experience penalty is going to be too high. And don't go too late, or you're going to get really bad experience from City of Sarn for a little bit. But the best part, honestly, about running to docks in Act 3 is that you don't need to do any quests. Like, you don't have to go find Clarissa, you don't need to go find Tolman in the crematorium, you don't need to go through the sewers, you just run through things. And the only really interesting part for the rest of the run is that we're going to farm Warehouse for a bit, me and Doge again, while Gucci runs through Battlefront for us. Battlefront's kind of a dangerous zone if you don't have a lot of gear or you're racing, because you have the archers who do a ton of damage, and the charging guys who shield charge you and stun you who do a ton of damage, and they all resist elemental damage. So it's important to kind of like be really careful in that zone if you're running it. But we had Gucci do that for us, and Gucci knows what he's doing most of the time. So that's basically what's gonna happen. I'm gonna let you guys watch us farm Warehouse for a little bit, and I'll catch back up with you guys at docks.
Holding on the rope, got me 10 feet off the ground. And I'm hearing what you say, but I just can't make a sound. Tell me that you need me, then you go and cut me down. But wait, tell me that you're sorry, didn't think I'd turn around and say,
Pause, run, right till the end.
I still miss you.
And you're gonna love again. Pause, run, right till the end.
I still miss you.
And you're gonna love again.
Maybe heaven right now is a devil or angel away. That won't change. Together we vow that our colors will sparkle to fade.
You might have noticed that I went to check the shops in the other acts instead of like immediately reuniting with Doge and Gucci, because I was checking for ruby rings and iron rings that we could use to make ruby rings. It's really important that you get fire resistance for docks, because it's super dangerous, because you're so underleveled, and the void bearers do a ton of damage to you. The incinerate that they have really piles up damage. Plus, the boss in the zone is just a big one of those with Searing Bond and like Fiery Cyclone. So it's really important that you get the fire resistance. Our basic strategy for docks involves going to the end of each of the piers that docks has. There's usually 3, and killing the blue pack at the end, because there's a guaranteed blue pack at the end of each of like the little like extremities that docks has. So we basically kill 3 or most of the piers, and then we portal out and make a new zone and repeat. Our main damage is coming from Fire Trap and Flame Blast, with people cursing for flammability. I think Gucci was cursing flammability this time, but sometimes it rotates and changes depending on who has a +1 scepter, or if a quality one drops, or if we get another curse that needs to be cast. For example, some people like to double curse vulnerability if you get it, and so one person curses vulnerability and one person curses flammability. But other than that, we're just going to coast through docks, and this is like, I want to say an easy first place, but we can't really say much because it was on the Garena servers where there's a lot of competition. But there's no races going on at the time, so this is where we're getting our off-season practice, you can kind of say. And even by like global terms, it was a pretty good run. I think we finished around 33.5. They get 34. But we're first in class and a demi for each of us. So hope you guys enjoyed watching this run. If you want to give me any constructive criticism or ideas for next races, that'd be great. I don't have any footage of Descent Champions, which is where I kind of perform the best, but for next season I'll definitely have some stuff for you guys. I'm in the talks with some of the top racers right now, trying to see if I can get some footage for you guys so I can like commentate that or analyze that, and so you can kind of get an idea of how to race and things like that. but right now it's kind of hard. When the new race season starts, I'll be streaming on my Twitch account, twitch.tv/Alchemist. You can see it right there on the little box with my name on it. But other than that, I hope you guys are having a good time, and I'll catch you later. Thanks for staying through this long video.
Everything seems like a city of dreams. I'll never know why, but I still miss you. Take another chance, take a fall, take a shot for you. There she's standing in a field of lights. I close my eyes, but I still miss you. I need you like a heart needs a beat, but it's nothing.
If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. Knowing